We live in this age of AI where getting an answer to any question is instant. It feels like a superpower, right? But what if it's not actually making us smarter? What if it's creating a brand new and honestly a much more dangerous kind of ignorance? Today, we're going to dive into the hidden dangers of relying so heavily on AI, all based on the ideas in the arrogance of ignorance. And that's really the big question, isn't it? These tools, they feel like this amazing upgrade for our own brains. But are we actually learning anything? Or are we just getting really, really good at faking it, armed with this unearned and kind of dangerous confidence?
The source material just nails it with this line. See, the real problem isn't just not knowing something, it's the illusion of knowing. It's that false sense of mastery that AI gives you, letting you completely skip over the hard work that leads to real understanding.
Okay, so first up, let's really define this new kind of ignorance, because it's a totally modern thing, a world where being confident has somehow become detached from actually being competent. Here's the core idea. It's this powerful illusion where we mistake a machine's ability to sound smart for our own knowledge. You get a perfect, polished answer from a chatbot, and suddenly you feel like an expert, even if you couldn't explain a single bit of it on your own. And this is where it gets really wild. Old school ignorance, well, it came with a bit of humility, right? You knew what you didn't know, and that pushed you to learn. This new ignorance does the exact opposite. It makes us totally unaware of our own blind spots. It just encourages us to look smart, and that leads to this culture of, well, polished mediocrity. And this creates a world where it's totally normal to be super confident about things you don't actually understand. That's the most dangerous stage of ignorance because, as the source warns us, it feels exactly like you're intelligent. So how does this actually happen? Let's take a look at how AI can literally break down the very process of learning that our brains need to build real, lasting knowledge. Okay, so look at these two paths. Real learning, the stuff that sticks. It happens in that messy middle part, the struggle, the research, the confusion before you get to clarity. The AI path, well, it just lets you bypass that completely. You get curious, you write a prompt, you copy the answer. Your brain never has to do the hard work. But that shortcut is so deceptive because we forget one fundamental truth about these tools. AI isn't thinking, it's predicting. It is just an incredible pattern matching machine, guessing the next word in a sentence. It has no clue about meaning or context or even what's true. As the source puts it, what we're seeing isn't real thought. It's just probability dressed as certainty. And AI has no idea if it's lying to you or just repeating nonsense that sounds good. To the machine, it's all just statistics. And all this leads to something the source calls synthetic wisdom. It's basically a simulation of intelligence. And it feels so reliable because it never hesitates, it never doubts itself, and doubt is a huge part of actual human thinking. And well, we're getting addicted to that false certainty. So what does this actually look like out in the real world? What happens when our whole society starts running on this hollow expertise? Well, in schools, we're starting to see students who are great users of information, but not owners of it. They can generate a perfect essay on a topic they spent exactly 0 time thinking about. They get the A, but their mind is just as empty as it was before. And it's not just schools, it's happening at work too. You have employees who are basically just messengers between a prompt and an output. They're creating reports on things they no longer really understand. And here's the crazy part. Productivity is going up while actual competence is nosediving. Believe it or not, this is scaling all the way up to the government level. Public agencies are leaning on AI-generated reports and policies. The source calls it a bureaucracy of imitation. It looks super modern and efficient from the outside, but it's really just governance without any real reasoning behind it. So what we're seeing is this huge new divide opening up. On one side, you've got the thinkers. These are the people who use AI as a tool, who question what it spits out. On the other side, you've got the prompters. They just serve the machine, trust the illusion, and copy the output. I think you can guess which group is slowly programming itself out of a job. Okay, I know, that all sounds pretty bleak, but it's not all doom and gloom. This final part is all about how we can actually fight back against this intellectual laziness and reclaim our own intelligence. So the source gives us 4 main strategies. We have to learn to doubt again. We have to embrace the hard work, the discipline of really understanding something. We need to treat AI as a tool, not our boss. And we have to start teaching critical thinking for this new digital world.
I absolutely love this line. Doubt is our defense mechanism. It's our brain's immune system fighting off elegantly phrased nonsense. It's the thing that makes us pause, check the facts, and think for ourselves, instead of just accepting the first answer a machine throws at us.
And maybe this is the most powerful takeaway of all. The fight for the future of human thought, it isn't some huge, epic battle. It happens in the small moments. It's that simple, conscious choice to do the work yourself, to form your own thought, and to resist that easy, seductive option of letting the algorithm think for you. Because at the end of the day, it really does come down to a personal choice that each of us has to make every single day. In a world that seems to reward the illusion of knowledge more and more, what will you choose to truly understand? What thoughts are you going to insist on finishing all by yourself?